In a quiet coastal village, away from the noisy center of town, lived a family with a young boy named Ryan, a lively 12-year-old who had just entered middle school. Ryan was full of energy and rarely stayed indoors. He loved running around the streets with friends, and his greatest joy was playing cricket on the dusty field near the harbor. Almost every afternoon he could be found there, practicing his batting and bowling until the sun dipped low. One evening, after returning from class, Ryan dropped his backpack onto the wooden chair and collapsed onto the sofa, his face thoughtful and troubled. He flipped open a notebook, stared at the page filled with numbers, then sighed heavily and pushed it aside. His father, who had just walked in from repairing an old bicycle outside, noticed his son's silence and came to sit beside him.
"What's troubling you, son?" he asked gently. With some hesitation, Ryan admitted that he had scored poorly in arithmetic. But what truly pained him was the fact that his close friend and next-door neighbor, Samir, always seemed to achieve perfect marks, no matter how hard Ryan studied. "It feels unfair," he muttered. "I keep trying, but I can never catch up to him." His father fetched a glass of cool water and handed it to Ryan. Once the boy calmed down, the father invited him outside to their small courtyard, shaded with grapevines and surrounded by the sound of sparrows. The place carried a sense of calm, as though the walls themselves had wisdom to share.
"Ryan," his father began, "moments like these are more than grades. They're lessons life is giving you. Today, I want you to understand 3 truths that will guide you as you grow." The boy, curious yet puzzled, leaned closer. "What truths, Baba?" "You'll discover them one by one through little challenges I'll set for you," his father replied with a knowing smile. "The first challenge is simple," he continued after a pause. "Tomorrow, invite Samir to join you in a cricket match." Ryan agreed immediately, eager to learn what his father meant.
The following day dawned bright, with the salty breeze from the sea carrying freshness into the village streets. After school, Ryan cheerfully asked Samir to join him on the field. When the game began, Ryan's confidence and experience shone. He hit boundaries with ease and bowled with precision. He led his side to victory, scoring run after run. Samir, however, struggled. He often missed the ball and grew a little embarrassed, though he laughed it off each time. Still, the boys and their friends enjoyed the game, cheering and teasing each other under the fading sunlight. That evening, Ryan rushed home, sweat still on his forehead, and found his father sitting in the courtyard. "Baba, I played cricket with Samir, just like you said," he reported eagerly. "What's the lesson?" His father leaned back, eyes twinkling. "Tell me how it went." Ryan explained proudly how he had scored runs and how Samir could barely hit the ball. The father chuckled and said, "Do you see, my son? Samir might not shine on the field, but he shines with numbers. You may wrestle with sums, but you excel in cricket. Life makes us different, and that is not weakness, it is balance. Everyone has their own strength, and that is what makes the world whole." For the first time, Ryan felt a wave of clarity. He nodded slowly, realizing that comparison was less important than appreciating each person's gift. Yet his curiosity pushed him further. "And the second truth, Baba?" he asked eagerly. His father smiled knowingly. "Tomorrow, I want you to observe Samir carefully at school. Notice how he handles numbers, how naturally he works with them. That is your second challenge." Ryan grinned, determined to follow his father's instructions and uncover the next lesson. All through the next day at school, Ryan quietly kept an eye on Samir.
He noticed how often his friend's hands were busy scribbling numbers on paper or solving little puzzles in his notebook. During recess, while others played tag, Samir was trading marbles and carefully calculating who owed how much. At one point, Ryan even caught him plucking a flower and counting each petal with childlike focus. Later that evening, after another round of cricket at the harbor field, Ryan returned home. His father was sitting on a wooden chair under the grapevine canopy, sharpening a small garden tool. Ryan eagerly approached and shared what he had seen.
Baba, Samir was always counting today. He solved sums quickly in class, worked out puzzles, even calculated how many coins he'd need to buy a snack. He counted everything, even the petals on a flower. His father smiled knowingly. That's the second truth, Rayan. Samir is skilled in mathematics because he loves it. He finds joy in numbers, so he practices without feeling it's a burden. If you want to improve in something, practice must become your habit, just like cricket is for you. It doesn't always have to be complicated. Even small things like adding prices at the market or counting clouds in the sky can sharpen your mind.
Ryan's eyes widened in understanding. He realized that skill was less about talent and more about steady practice mixed with interest. Still, his curiosity pushed him forward. "What about the last truth, Baba?" he asked impatiently. His father thought for a moment and replied, "Tell me, how much stronger do you think Samir is in mathematics compared to you?" Ryan frowned and answered cautiously, "Maybe 3 times better?" His father nodded. "Then tomorrow, your final challenge is to study 3 times harder than usual. Push yourself beyond your comfort."
The next afternoon, Ryan sat with his math book, determined. Normally, he studied for 1 hour, but this time he forced himself to keep going. After the first hour, his eyes grew heavy, but he pressed on, whispering to himself, "One more page, just one more." After 2 more hours, his head began to pound. Eventually, exhaustion overcame him, and he drifted into sleep on his desk, pencil still in hand. When he awoke, his father was gently shaking his shoulder. "Come for dinner, my son, then meet me in the courtyard." Ryan walked out, feeling defeated. "I'm sorry, Baba. I tried. I studied for hours, but my head hurt and I couldn't finish."
His father placed a warm hand on his head. "Don't be sorry, Rayan. This is the lesson. When you force yourself into something you don't enjoy, discipline feels heavy and progress becomes painful. But when you love what you are learning, dedication feels natural. That is why you never tire of cricket." He paused, looking at the boy with a gentle seriousness. "So remember this. If you want to master something, either choose what you love or learn to love what you must study. That way, persistence won't feel like punishment." Rayon's heart filled with admiration. He promised himself that he would carry these lessons wherever life took him. From that day on, whenever he opened a book, he reminded himself to seek joy in learning, just as he found joy on the cricket field.